Hello, hello, and welcome to this is the lower bracket round one, game one between Nobly and Thisisnotyoho. Hopefully we'll be able to get started soon, and yeah, let's get to this. I know that Yoho has been playing quite a bit of No Logic, um, and I believe they're fairly comfortable with both hook pushes and YBAs. As well as some of the STCs that we may be seeing if we're lucky enough to find the red cane. I'm not sure about Nobly. Not sure what Nobly's background is in this category, so we'll have to see how they go about performing some of these glitches. And it looks like we are off. We've got Yoho starting in Sanctuary with a sword right off the bat. This is fantastic. Those swords are really great, not only for killing enemies, but to help line up certain glitches. Um, and yeah, so both of them are heading to the Bonk Rocks. Again, very similar openings. Not, I was saying, excuse me, I had to sneeze. Um, I was saying, like, the first time I conned, it's not often that you see two runners do the same opening, and then I've been proven wrong almost every race that I've comped since. Um, okay, we do have a divergence here. Nobly is going up the mountain while Yoho is continuing on and finding bombs on the hoarders. That is really nice. Bombs are very strong in this category. Um, they allow us to juke door transitions, which will let these runners get to certain screens that otherwise they don't have access to at this moment. Nobly has rescued the old man, and we'll see what he'll get from him in just a moment. Ooh, maps. Maps are also very important because we do need to beat all of the crystal bosses and collect those crystals. They do not need to be done on the same trip. In fact, there will probably be some dungeons where they will either dupe the crystal in a different dungeon or something along those lines. So far, Nobly, I didn't see how they got. Oh, I know how they got up to Hera. They clipped up here. Duh. Like, how did they get to Hera with no mirror? Gotta get in that glitch mindset. Um, Yoho's finished his Skullwoods checks, and they are now going up to the mountain. Nobly is gonna climb. Or they nope, they're gonna do. Oh, they were just getting bombs. Okay. Nobly does not know that the hoarders have those. Uh, is it 8 packs or 4 packs? I think they're 4 packs of bombs. I could be wrong. So also, please let me know if you can't hear me very well. Nobly's just running through the clouds like normal. Oh, and a second sword already? Okay, we're in sword go mode. Why are they not picking that up? I don't understand. Oh, they're gonna get it a different way. Okay. I'm like, why? There is a way to get it from the left side there, but it looks like Nobly is going to clip up from the right side to get that. money can also be a very limiting factor in these seeds. Because if they get a bottle, they can do a YBA, which is a potion glitch in the doorway. YBA stands for Yuzuhara's Bottle Adventure. And it truly is an adventure because they can go from places like the Uncle Passage to Thieves Town and many other different things. I don't know them all. You guys are going to have to help me out with a lot of this stuff. Okay. Yoho's going to try to hover to get this Quake medallion. There's only one dungeon that might need a medallion. If Misery Mire is a crystal, we would need that medallion to open it up, or we would have to do some pretty big shenanigans and have the proper equipment to do those shenanigans in the sewers to change your dungeon ID. It's complicated, and I'm not going to talk about it unless it actually comes up, because I'm not 100% sure on the information. So, Nobly went and bought bombs. Okay, Yoho did a DMD to Graveyard Ledge, and is now going to pick up Houlihan, Rupees. Okay, we know where Tempered Sword is. There's a sword in Paradox Cave, and then there's one on the floating island. So these runners are not going to have to worry about doing Master Sword anything. This is like the best sword possibility ever. Oh no, Nobly fell on that bomb jump. It can be a little tricky to set up, but I should be able to get it no problem this time. Yoho, meanwhile, is going to be doing this clip to get to Hobo. Let's see. What happens here? Just bombs on Hobo. You think Nobly might be going up to get that sword off of the island now. Very good. Oh, they're going to get that fairy. Okay. Here they are clipping up. Yoho is going to do something called Swimmy G, where they're going to swim clip into this wall, and they're going to swim right on through to the Ice Rod Cave. Very quick, fairly easy. I think it's fairly safe. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure Swimmy G is, at least to Ice Rod Cave, is pretty safe. They'll probably set up a water walk here. Go check. Possibly Waterfall Cave and or the Zora information. Meanwhile, Nobly's resetting the camera in Para and is doing something else. I'm not sure what. Oh, okay, there's a key on the Hylia Island. That could be important, or it could maybe not be important. Nobly's trying to figure out... Okay, they're going to attempt this hover. Okay, Eastern Palace big key. I know we saw one other big key, but I'm not sure. Okay, it was Skull Woods. So there are some big keys that are a little bit more valuable. Oh, Moon Pearl is a very nice convenience item. I hope Yoho can get this clip quickly to get up here. He's just gonna have to walk around these trees. He does pass up Zora, but he doesn't have money for that anyway, so this was just gonna be a ledge check all along. That Moon Pearl is going to allow them to do a lot more checks a lot easier. We don't have to worry about bunny citrus clipping or anything. Meanwhile, Nobly has gone from Death Mountain to Pod and are checking all these wonderful checks in Cave State with no sprites to worry about. Nobly has a Cave State. Is Skullwoods a Cave State? Or did they get maybe a Hyrule Castle big key? I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. Okay. Yoho's going to clip up into the clouds. He's going to see that sword on the island. Probably grab that first. And then probably check out Paradox Cave and get tempered. Okay, they're gonna do Spiral Cave and then come back up. Oh, I wonder he's gonna realize that he doesn't need to dupe it. Can that be duped? I'm not, like I said, I'm not super familiar with a lot of these things. I know the basics, so I will need help from chat. Okay, picking up the pod big key in pod is not fantastic because that key is just gone. It is in the nether somewhere, never to be seen again. So I don't know. It's not like required. I don't think because you can just statue drag to get back to Helma, but unless you get a different cave state key, you can't check the big chest. Right? Anyway, Yoho's about to get Master Sword here. Realize that he doesn't need to get tempered. Blue Mail, while is nice on this little this few amount of hearts, is not necessarily a welcome sight, to be sure, because without the mirror there will be a lot of death warping, and obviously Blue Mail just makes that a little bit harder. I wonder if Nobly didn't realize. Nobly has to realize that the cave state or the pod key is just gone, right? Meanwhile, Yoho abandons the tempered sword up on the mountain and is doing south shore checks. I have no idea why. I worry about the day when I understand what Yoho is doing. Because his is a mind best left to himself, I think. We may see a door juke here in Mini Moldorm Cave. To go up to King's Tomb. And hope Yoho fixes the camera when he does that. Okay. Looks like Nobly found an ice rod. There is another ice rod out there. There are 2 fire rods and 2 ice rods available in the seed, just to help prevent any possible hard locks, because with no logic, the rods can be anywhere, even on Trinex. So the double rods help prevent that from happening. Hope we get an invisible item. Not sure what it is. Oh, it was rupees? Thank you, Tam. I saw a key to Turtle Rock. Those can be helpful, if I remember correctly. So I think Nobly has checked almost all of the checks in here, except for Big Chest. We'll see. It looks like they're reloading the dungeon to maybe do a statue drag. With this equipment, how many bombs does he have? 9 bombs, Master Sword, he should be okay. Okay, here's Yoho getting that tempered sword now. Not sure where he's gonna go after this. Statue drag just lets them use this statue pulling state to get past a specific door transition, if I remember correctly, and that will allow him to clip back into Helma's room from the top, and then he'll be able to beat Helmasaur from there without having to go through Turtle Party or any of that fun stuff. So no bow needed. 4 pod. We find that Swamp Palace is the green pendant, so we might not see any Swamp Palace plays unless the runners get desperate for checks. Uh-oh. Did something go wrong on Nobly's side? And it didn't work? He has to set it up again? Okay, yeah, it looks like he's trying to set this up again. Um, I'm not sure what happened. Gotcha. Something with the bombs went wrong. Where is Yoho going? Looks like he's gonna do... Oh, we see that Skullwoods is a crystal. We can't beat that yet with our current loadout. We're gonna get a DMD here. I actually know how to do that one. And then we'll probably get, we'll check Bumper Ledge. We might check the first 4 of Skullwoods. And then we'll probably get a Village of Outcasts and Thieves Town play. Nice dense location. Village of Outcasts and Thieves Town. So lots of checks over here. Meanwhile, Nobly's trying this statue drag again. Oh, Yoho has the big key, so he can just start here. We'll pick up this chest here. He'll probably get big chest, and then he might do a drop down. Nice palace big key. That's like a worthless, next to worthless key. It's 1 check. Bari getting in the way. Hotkeys, like we've seen on Nobly's side, are pretty much useless. Okay, Nobly's just making sure he's got this right. He's got, looks like, the setup correct. He's gonna move the camera up a little bit. Gonna walk through the wall a couple of times. He's gotta hit the switch over there. He's gonna dash back down, and he's gonna end up in Helma's room. There we are. Gonna take damage from the spikes, and then he's gonna load in Helma. I've heard that if you leave him kind of in this messed up state, the fireballs, if he shoots any out, will despawn. And so it makes the fight just a little bit safer. And where he is on 1 heart, we need it to be safe. Oh, no. Nobly died. That's not good. Meanwhile, with that Moon Pearl, the Dark World is Yoho's oyster, and he can go pretty much... There's a lot of places that he can go. It is well wide open for him. There's a glove. Glove is also a very nice convenience item. Lets him pick up the lighter colored rocks, and so he can get to in and out of a couple of places just a little bit easier. Nobly picked up the cape. Not a super great item, but it can be. It has its uses, of course. Just not so much for glitching. Compasses are useless. Oh, Yoho's trying to go for a death warp there, looks like. Forgot he had blue mail. So we'll probably get... He's checked the first 4. He can't get to the back right now because he doesn't have the big key, and he isn't anywhere close by that can clip into there. So he'll do these other checks, probably head down to maybe Meyer Shed, check the medallion for Meyer, even though we don't know if it's a crystal or pendant. Having that information is kind of nice, because he can see if he needs to worry about finding another medallion or not. And then I didn't see what was in Sea House. Must not have been anything important. Okay, so you see he transitioned there, and since he went to Thieves Town, or he came to Death Mountain. Okay, I'm confused on why he's in the light world, because he was in the dark world when he came down the mountain. I'm confused on why he's in the light world right now. But I'm sure somebody in chat can explain it. Okay, Nobly has helmet down, and we see that that is a crystal, so good on them for being persistent. They get paid off for that, which is really nice. Oh, it's because he died. Okay. Thank you very much. See, I'm still learning, and I've learned so much from just watching this. It's been so entertaining. Okay, both castle tower keys is kind of gross. We won't ever fight Aga, but those 2 checks are slow to get. Well, at least the second one is. The first one isn't too bad, but they are both. They're not both open. It's nice to have light, but I guess you could do it anyway. In no logic. Okay, so is he... Nobly's checking Uncle. Wow, Cac doesn't have much for Yoho right now. Okay, our first bottle is on Uncle, and it comes preloaded with a YBA, which is nice. Or a green potion, which means we can do subtile or YBAs, if I remember correctly. I think the blue is the super tile ones. But you can go from the... Hello, I'm joined by JD.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, well, I mean, I guess they were busy, but I heard you wanted some help, and I think that I got approved and then missed the invite. So anyways, I'm here to help you explain things.
Hooray! Because I've already seen things that I can't explain, so... Which is really nice.
So the thing about Yoho is that this is a vanilla behavior of the game. So he did a death warp in Thieves Town, which, it technically places you in the light world, but since he was already on a dark world screen, he was still on that screen, but the screen transition takes him back to the light world.
Okay. I missed the death warp portion. I saw him death warp, but it didn't log in my mind that that would put him in a fake dark world situation. So, Yoho.
So where was the...
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, where was the bottle? You were talking about a YBA, or when I just got in here, you were trying to explain something.
Uncle has a bottle full of green goo. So.
Oh, that's convenient.
Very convenient. Uncle having that means you can go straight from Uncle to Thieves Town, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's correct. You could use a red or a green for that one.
So Nobly is picking up the big key of Hyrule Castle, which is a pod or a cave state big key. I don't know why he didn't grab this before going to pod, but meanwhile Yoho's clipping out into the South Dark World. He's gonna get a couple more crystal information from the bomb vendor here.
Yeah, I missed where the glove was, but yeah, that's a good way to access the South Dark World quickly. If you do have the glove, you can just, you know, teleport over the wall and then bomb clip out.
So I think that said that Hera and Desert were also crystals. Nice, fairly quick dungeons to have as crystals.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Nobly is not leaving any of these checks behind. He does not have the second castle tower key from, I believe it was the well, but he did go in and check that first chest before using that green goo. It looks like he's going to go back to Uncle and use that.
Yeah, I like the castle tower play. Yeah, I mean, if you have weapons to take out the guards, I mean, because not everyone will do that, because it is a little bit slow, but when you're early on in a seed, you're looking for any item that can help you start getting things done. And the Uncle Bottle was really convenient. First try YBA without even buffering to the pixel. Wow. That was very nice.
So he's technically in cave state, so he's just going to run around and open doors. I hope he goes back to the cell and opens the cell doors before going upstairs, because that would be just apparently not.
Well, no one agrees on the Thieves Town routing, but the important thing is that he needs to go do it while he's still in cave state. So he might bomb open the floor on the top first, but we'll see how he routes it. It's hard to route Thieves Town in cave state, honestly.
Yeah, I guess if he does it that way, he can just go back downstairs, grab the maiden, go up, and just do LSD blind, and then walk out to reset the dungeon ID.
Yeah, definitely. Because if you pick up the maiden first and go to the attic to try to bomb the floor, the maiden gets despawned and you have to pick her up again. So it's kind of challenging to route Thieves Town. I like to go to the top before I even go to Thieves Town, if possible, because you can bomb the floor, get the item, and then just come back later. But that's not always an option.
Meanwhile, Yoho found a bomb or a bottle somewhere, and a blue boom. The blue boom is nice for, it's one tool of our hook pushing kit. Unfortunately, we haven't found any of the other items that we need.
So did anyone see the Meyer medallion?
I did not catch that. I saw him look, but I didn't see what it was.
Yeah, and Yoho also got a bottle at Dig Game.
Yeah, looks like it's Bombos. So we're still kind of on that hunt because we don't have the items we need to do that dungeon ID swapping that I had mentioned briefly earlier. So hopefully, I mean, obviously we're still looking for so much. We're hoping to come across Bombos on our way.
Well, they might get really lucky and have the dream of Swamp and Meyer both as pendants, but we'll see if that happens.
That would be nice. Would be nice, because they could, if they needed to, they could just go in and loot Meyer, and then... Those Baris are being awfully mean to Nobly.
That room is very dangerous, not in terms of dying, but you can lose time if you get knocked in the pit.
Okay, this is a pod play for Yoho. He has... does he have a cave state key? Let's see, he's got ice, thieves.
He has the Thieves Town key.
Okay, Thieves Town is a...
Yes, Thieves Town is one of 4, yes. It was kind of funny that you remarked about how the pod key got eaten because he was in cave state when Nobly picked it up, so which is one of the cave state keys, but it's not gonna work unless I'm mistaken because he got it in cave state.
Yeah, I've actually seen runners pick it up in like the first or second check in cave state, and they'll actually, if it hasn't been too long, they'll just reset so that they can just skip that check and pick it up later if they need to.
So for those that don't know, this is LSD blind on Nobly's side. If you hit select before the maiden enters the light and you're dashing upwards, it keeps the door open, and this is good because Nobly will be able to leave the dungeon after he does the fight, and he can just re-enter to collect the dungeon prize, which I don't think we know if it's a pendant or crystal yet, but it's an option.
I don't think we do. Meanwhile, Yoho picked up that ice rod that Nobly had picked up earlier. Where were flippers? Were they in the attic or the cell?
The cell was red mail. They must have been in Thieves Town somewhere, I think.
Because I'm like, Yoho's picked up the front 4, but he didn't have anything to go to the back because he came in through the front. Oh, they're in escape. Okay.
Our tracker's hand, yeah, says, yep.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Tam. I'm glad your eyes are better than mine at paying attention. There's that big key for Yoho. He's already got a cave state, so he doesn't really care. But
yeah, he doesn't need it, but it's funny though.
Yeah, it's very funny.
So I'm pretty sure Yoho can hover, so he could do a hookshot cave play after this if he wants to.
He's not super consistent with the hover, but he can hover. Some days it works great for him, other days it's not so good. But he did hover to get across the Spectacle Rock hole to get the Quake medallion.
I mean, that's a decently large gap, I think, like a 3-tile gap. So that shows confidence in hovering, I think.
And I think it was first try, so he might go for turtle power. He might clear it out, maybe beat Helma, and then maybe come back and do turtle power, which is a quadrant
Yeah, he
glitch.
could either do the quadrant glitch.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry for interrupting. I was just going to say the bomb juke is an option as well if he wants to do that, but we'll see what he decides to do. He might just do the boss, and then, well, I don't know, we'll see. Because the reason why I brought it up is because from Hookshot Cave, he could do a Super Bunny, buy a potion in the store, and then go to GT after that if he wants, using a YBA in Hookshot Cave.
Oh
Oh, a
no,
pendant for
Thieves Town
Noble.
is a pendant. So that's
Well,
our second pendant. There is still one pendant outstanding. So either we need to find the fire rod or we need to find bombos. One of the two. Or both. Because we don't know what Eastern is yet either.
yeah, well, they definitely need fire for Ganon. If TR is a pendant, they might not need the fire rod itself, but they will need a fire source for Ganon. And yeah, they need bombos or fire rod for cold stare. I think that's what you were saying. I just misunderstood you.
I was meaning for Turtle
Well,
Rock or
assuming I.
Mire, but that works for Cold Stare too, because I
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
thinking
yeah,
about Cold Stare either.
yeah. That's true. They skipping the Mire medallion is one of the most time-consuming items to skip if Mire is a crystal.
Oh, I lied. The other castle tower was in Chest Game, not the well, like I had previously stated. Nobly's gonna do the same play.
Yeah, Yoho just routed. Yeah, they're yeah. I mean, it works because I'm a big fan of this because um, the Kakariko like has a lot of checks, but if you're able to route it in a way that does less screen transitions, it like just those little time saves like add up.
Yeah, if Yoho gets the statue drag first try, that'll definitely save a little bit of time on Nobly, who took, I believe, 2 tries to get the statue drag.
Yeah, that second bomb in the door is really the hard part. You have to be in a fairly precise position when the bomb explodes, or you won't be put on the correct location to do the door juke through the entrance. So it's understandable that he messed it up. It is a little bit tricky.
A lot of these glitches are like that. You have to be on very precise pixels in order to get past those transitions.
Yeah, this looks good for Yoho. I could tell by the time. Oh no, he went through the door. Well, I guess it wasn't good, but I was judging by the timing of his sword slashing before he started going backwards. I thought it was going to be good, but he went a little bit too far. This was like one of the first no logic tricks I learned. It's important to know how to like tackle every dungeon, and like Pod is normally considered like the freest dungeon in no logic because you can clear it out with just bombs. And as long as you have a weapon for the boss. So it could be the bow, could be a sword, a hammer.
Yeah, you gotta have either the hammer or bombs to break the mask, and then a sword, hammer, or arrows, or a bow to take down the boss itself.
Yeah, that should be good. Yeah, he gets it. So at this part, you can fail it from this part, but I don't think that's gonna happen though. Because when you do it enough times, you know how to manipulate the camera at this point. He's trying to get the heart and the bomb, I think, but it can be a little tricky because the items can despawn if you don't do precise movements. But either way, you want to pick up the one with the bomb that he just did, and then pick up the one that has the switch, and then you scroll the camera upwards, which that should be enough. He's just being careful. Go down, hit the switch again, and then this is the final transition.
Blue male, 3.5 hearts. He should be okay with this.
Hey, Yoho is a a very good runner. Like, I haven't watched him that much, but he has a reputation. I think his NMG time is like below 90 minutes, which is very good.
It's a, I believe it's a mid 124, maybe high 124.
That's very fast. Wow.
So, yep, Yoho's got that crystal down too. Meanwhile, Nobly is in desert. I don't think they have another potion, so we're not gonna see Trinex right now, or not Trinex, Lamo right now, unless we find another bottle of goo in here.
Yeah, desert is generally treated as like part of the overworld in glitched modes. And more so even in no logic, because you don't, maybe more so, because you don't need a key to get to the right side. He's setting up the quadrant glitch right now. There's a lot of ways you can do this, but you just need to be emos.
They're just
Uh,
making the streams here to try to get that sound back on.
oh, okay.
So stream will be back in just a moment.
Well, it looks like he got the glitch, and he's in the right side big key room in desert. Um, it looks like they're still working on it. Or at least my screen's a little bit frozen right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit frozen. It should come back here shortly. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, we appreciate, I'm not sure who it is, but whoever is working on the tech side of this.
Okay, so unfortunately, the items that Nobly picked up were invisible as well as not on stream at the moment. He's trying to death warp here because the screen is wrapped in such a way that you can't really recover from it unless you had mirror. That red mail coming in to show you how hard it is to have red mail when you don't have the mirror.
Yeah, the bombs only do a quarter heart of damage, which isn't even accurately represented by the hearts on screen. He took quite a few bombs to death warp there. But he had no choice other than saving and quitting or that, because, I mean, once your camera is that messed up, you're just kind of trapped in the room. Well, and he can't unlock the door even if the camera was good.
Oh yeah, I forgot, keys needed for locking things. He must have another potion because he's setting up like he's gonna do a YBA to Lamo. He just has to
Yeah,
go
he's doing
into,
something.
unless he's just, no, he's not stealing a key. So he has to
You
go into
would
this
steal
room. Oh, you
Yeah,
get to
you
steal
would
this
steal
key.
this key
Okay.
if you steal a key, because the reason why you go this far is because this is on the next. Going that far onto the next super tile and picking up a pot and backtracking sets a value somewhere in the game that makes this work. And he does have a potion, so he's going to do a spin YBA. So I can't remember exactly what it is, but going that deep into the dungeon and backtracking is necessary to prevent. It's either a really long wait or something else bad happens that it just doesn't work. I don't remember what the problem is, but it's necessary to do that. So this is a spin YBA in an auto door, which is obnoxious. So he's trying to bomb snap himself onto the correct pixel, and then he has to release a spin. Well, it looks like he got it, but yeah, you just use the potion and press up on the same frame and then release the spin. And you might have to take my word for it, but he's in the Landmo boss fight right now with the heavy VRAM corruption.
If you squint and kind of use your imagination, you can see the worms, and the square blobby thing is Link, so you can kind of tell what's going on. But we won't know what the prize, like the item is, until they menu. Once they save and quit and reset their console to get the
Wait,
graphics
what
back.
happened to Yoho? What happened to Yoho? His file's gone.
Oh
He just
no!
started a new file.
What happened?
I missed it. I was watching Nobly's, setting up his desert play.
Oh
But he
no.
clearly has nothing. I mean, he might have done it on purpose. Sometimes there are a few cases where this could be beneficial to start over, but I have no idea what happened to him.
According to chat, he got up to Thieves Town attic and it was already open and he hadn't been back there. So there was some sort of file corruption that happened. So he had to reset everything.
I don't know what causes that. I know there's certain glitches that can do that, but I didn't think he was. Did he go for a tree warp? I didn't see what happened. I don't really know what would cause the corruption, to be honest with you.
And also, I don't understand why Nobly is still going through everything in VRAM. Like, please, just save and quit. You can't see.
I
No.
couldn't even tell he was done with the fight, but I guess that makes sense. The
Yeah,
fight wouldn't be that long.
he's done with the fight.
Yeah.
He collected something. Oh, we know it's a crystal from Yoho's. He's trying to glitch places
Well,
in this? Wow.
I think that was just the save and quit just now, but I was gonna say, if he's being silly like that, it's at least giving time back to Yoho that he needs, because I wish I had been paying attention, because I read what the chat said, but I don't know what happened, though.
Yeah, just the way Yoho stood there in the attic for a second, I don't think he understood what happened either. We'll have to try to remember to ask him.
Yeah, that was very bad luck, whatever happened, because I mean, like I said, there are ways to corrupt your save file, but I haven't heard of whatever just happened to him.
Yeah, I haven't seen that before. I've heard of it happening, but I personally haven't seen it before. Thankfully, hopefully he remembers where... He should remember where the swords are. Hopefully he remembers where the glove and the moon pearl are, because I don't... Oh, moon pearl was Zora Ledge. That's right. Hopefully
Yep.
he remembers that, because that's a really great convenience item.
I'm pretty sure he remembers. Yoho is a very experienced runner, and he's very knowledgeable about glitches as well. I think he's just a good randomizer player and a good runner overall. The problem the real problem for him is getting tilted about what happened to him. He's gonna have to keep his head and try to catch up. Which is definitely not an easy thing to do. I mean, I'm pretty sure he remembers where all the important items are so far. He got the bottle from Dig Game, the bottle from Uncle, which he got right away. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
I mean,
picked up
Helma's
Blue Nail. He just needs to basically go back and beat Helma and get the moon pearl and the gloves, and he's back where he was. The ice rod from Pod would be helpful too, because we haven't seen the other one yet. He knows that that quake isn't necessary, so he's not going to waste time going for that, which will save him some time.
Oh, Nobly bought the bomb capacity upgrade, which is really helpful. Check the Highly Island item.
Yeah, it's a pretty common thing for runners to do. Yoho remembering that the hoarders have bombs, which is really nice. Free
That's
bombs.
funny that you call them hoarders. The bush crab.
Oh, are hoarders the ones under the rocks then?
Oh, I didn't know they actually had a name. I thought people just called them the bush crabs. But no, it's fine. I just thought it was funny. I didn't know they had like a canon, like Zelda name for them.
I know, I've just heard other people call them hoarders, so...
It's fine. I just thought it was amusing.
Okay, looks like Nobly's gonna check Zora, and then he's got flippers, so he can just swing around and grab that moon pearl, no problem.
Yep.
Oh, never mind. He's not going to check Zora. He's going to save his money for potions. Which is not unheard of. A lot of runners don't
Yeah,
check Zora.
the Zora skip is very understandable and no logic. I'm a big fan of doing the check because other people skip it, but it's, to be honest, it's pretty unlikely Zora has a good item, even though it can happen. Well, he's going back. Wait, what happened? Did not get the... I missed what happened. He's doing another lap.
Oh, he's actually going to
I
pick
get...
up the Zora item this time. I don't know why he didn't do that and then go down, because he's got flippers. It wouldn't have mattered.
He just changed his mind, I'm pretty sure, which is understandable. Like, it's really hard to think clearly in a race, I think. At least for me. But that Meyer big key is only helpful if they find the Meyer medallion.
Yoho trying to remember where he needs to go, what he needs to do. Probably looking at his map tracker, because I know he uses one. I don't know if he does for no logic, though.
Yeah, I hope he's just thinking. I mean, because, yeah, that... Man, I can't get over that, how unfortunate that was.
Honestly,
The
nobody
save file
would...
corruption.
Yeah, nobody would think negatively on him if he did decide to forfeit here.
Yeah, he lost like half an hour at least. That's, I mean, he didn't, not like he found like all good items in that half an hour, but that's just so demoralizing. I can't imagine how he was feeling.
Yeah, he lost a solid 40 minutes worth of items. And yeah, it's tough, but I'm glad to see him continuing. Let's see how it plays out.
I see a question in chat, which is already answered by other people, but I do kind of want to address it in case people are not familiar with the glitches in this game. Yeah, the flute is definitely not required in glitch modes. Like walls, especially in the overworld, are just a suggestion. You can clip through them, over them, you can walk on top of them and run around. Like, there's no set of items that they particularly need to beat the game other than a fire source and a master sword for Ganon. Other than that, I mean, there are different ways to get around the obstacles that you would normally see people do, like the vanilla way, like, yeah, like normally you would want a glove, hammer, hook shot, etc. But there are many ways to bypass the obstacles, and the most common way is using bottle glitches. But there are many other more interesting ways that we might see as well, depending on what items they find.
Okay, it looks like Yoho is gonna try to go to Thieves Town again. Let's hope that the attic is not open.
And Nobly's gonna get his second bottle at Dig Game, which is good. Since they have the Moon Pearl, 2 bottles typically is enough to tackle most dungeons, depending on your skill set. There's the bottle glitch in the door, YBAs, will take you to a different room, or sometimes they can have other effects, but they can be used to bypass like big keys or like other item requirements. It didn't quite get the teleport before the timer. That's usually a fun little game people like to play. He's checking the mire area. This is why that you don't need the flute, because there are a few different spots where you can just clip through the wall like that. Did he save without checking the medallion, or did he check it
He
and I
checked
missed
it from
it?
the top.
Oh,
So
okay.
before he went around to the Meyer shed, he stepped down a little bit and checked it from the top.
Okay, that makes sense. I just missed it.
Okay, Thieves
Okay.
Town attic is closed this time. Let's hope
Alright,
it
so
stays.
whatever happened
Yes.
before did not happen.
Also, this game is not busted. It handles all of these things surprisingly well. It's just highly exploitable. Not busted. It holds up amazingly for what we put it through.
Yeah, the glitched randomizers really showcase a totally different like side of the game. Honestly, it allows for so many more interesting item placements if you have the game knowledge to, still get around despite not having the items that, normally the designers would expect you to have.
Fortunately, Yoho is going to find out soon that Thieves Town is a pendant. I
Yeah.
don't think there was anything important in here either.
Well, it's information at least, but yeah. Well, I don't know if Yoho got his glove back yet. I'm guessing not, but that Thieves Town big key in the back of Escape is a cave state key, which can be helpful because or actually he must have. What am I talking about? He just got the maiden in cave state. I'm sorry for not paying enough attention, but that is important to have a cave state big key because sometimes you'll cave state GT as well, or a number of different dungeons just to open doors.
Nobly got stuck trying to do the clip on Death Mountain. He just did one wrong input and ended up stuck in the mountain instead of wiggling his way up it.
Oh, I missed what
And
happened. If it
Yoho
was just the
picked
hair
up-
clip.
No, it's this
Sorry.
clip right here that he got stuck on.
Oh, yeah. For this
then-
one, you can't press up at all.
And then Yoho has the GT big key, which is also a cave state key, I believe.
Okay, well, thank you for paying more attention than me. I'm trying.
No, you're good. You're good. I appreciate a third set of eyes on this. Between us and Tam, plus everybody in chat, we'll figure this out. Also, shoutouts to Tam for doing our tracking today. Tracking no logic is not an easy thing. As we've seen, there are invisible items, there's VRAM corruptions that we have to contend with, and trackers have to have some really sharp eyes. Watching through quick swaps, the quick menus, to see what items the runners may have picked up while in some of these funny glitched states.
Yeah, big thanks to Tam for tracking, and anyone who's been tracking for this tournament as well. Like, I tracked a race just yesterday, and I have to say, like, it was not fun. I mean, I enjoyed watching the race, but it's difficult, especially because I did it on a laptop with not the best mouse. So yeah, big thanks to trackers.
Okay, so it looks like Yoho has his glove back, he's got his moon pearl back, he's got tempered sword, and he's got at least one bottle. So he's working his way back to where he was before. Just has to do a little bit of cleanup to catch back up.
Meanwhile, Nobly has gotten a YBA from Hookshot Cave to GT. Because this is cave state, the Armos have very different properties. You can see the sword beams, and hitting them are not knocking them back at all, which can be pretty obnoxious, but He's more than capable of doing the fight. It's more just tedious than challenging. So this is the Water Armos fight for those who have not seen it before.
Yes, he is in GT, but he's not in GT. So you'll actually see, since he came here from... Oh no, he came here from the Dark World, so we're not going to see an item drop here. No, we will. Okay, so...
No, we will. I think it's the dungeon state that affects...
Yes, it's the
I'm
dungeon
actually not sure on that.
I'm thinking...
But yeah, picking up...
Yeah, he'll drop a heart container. Because the game is coded that unless the dungeon ID is GT, the Light World bosses just drop heart containers. So...
Yeah, but so that picking up the heart container sets the boss defeated flag, because it's possible when I was learning, well, still learning, but when I just started No Logic, if you code through GT in normal state and defeat the boss and then come back in cave state, like if you didn't get all the checks, like it's possible that the Armos will like still be there, which is really obnoxious. So that's just an interesting thing that you might have to keep in mind. But doing this in cave state, Nobly will be able to unlock all the doors, and depending on his knowledge, he can get a lot of the items here, even though he doesn't have the hammer. Well, the fire rod is very nice to have.
Yes, that is a really nice one.
Whatever he's going, though... Surely he's not thinking of climbing. I don't understand what he's doing right now.
I don't know. This does not make any sense to me.
There is a YBA from the safety door that will take you to the bumper mini Helma room before Agatu, but I don't know why you would want to do that. You won't get items, and he has to do this awful mimic clip. It looks like he knows what he's doing, but this still isn't fun to do, even if you know how to do it. And he is struggling a little bit on it. Yeah, I don't know what the point of this play is, but maybe we'll see. I'm sure it makes sense to him. And the good news for him, and for those that don't know, is once you clip the first mimics out, because of the way the game like loads sprites and things, the BMOS in the second room cannot shoot you while you're trying to mimic clip them. Otherwise, this would be even more obnoxious. Oh, he bounced him out of the wall again. This is tricky to do if you've never... Like, even if you know how to do it, it's just tricky. That was pretty quick, actually, though. But I still don't know why he's doing it, though.
Yeah, I don't understand. But there's a lot about this mode that I don't understand. It's just you rarely see players climbing GT ever. So...
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of doing a mimic clip in, like, HMG or, like, overworld glitches or other modes where, like, your bow can be in the top of GT, which is true for this mode as well, but you don't have to do this climb to get to the items in the top of GT. I mean, well, maybe this is the only way he knows how, and he just wants to do it. With his item set, it might be very difficult to get there otherwise, but I'm just surprised that he's doing it. Well, we get to see some very interesting looking tile sets, though. I'm not sure if I've ever seen the Cave State Gauntlet before.
all the water is melted.
Yeah, the tile set gets corrected.
Ice is melted. Sorry.
Yeah, the ice is part of the tile set, so even though it does look like water, when he does the staircase transition, it tries to load the tile set even though it's in cave state, and you could see he was still sliding around on the ice even though it looked like water.
Alright, so where is Yoho gonna go from here? Maybe a DMD back to... Nope, he's gonna go this way. Maybe Hookshot Cave?
Yeah, it could be Super Bunny, Hookshot Cave. He could even clip to TR to get a few checks if he wants to. Catfish if he wants, which is would be funny because I mean, It's just catfish.
Yeah, catfish is another one of those checks that you rarely see in No Logic. Yeah. He's checking Super Bunny. We'll see what happens after. These Wizroll brooms without the red cane are so boring.
Yeah, and one of my favorite categories of first vanilla speedruns is any percent RMG, and so you only have pretty much the bow and the hammer, like for weaponry other than your sword, and it's challenging. But I've seen people do the one cycle Wizros even with just the bow. It's pretty amazing, but very difficult.
Oh yeah, bow whizzies is really, really neat. Unfortunately, we don't have a bow. Yo-Ho doesn't have any long-range weapons and is trying to hover Hookshot Cave. So that's not fun.
Yeah, nobly can hover too, so this isn't particularly an advantage for him to do this. In fact, he might have already done this, I can't remember. I might be getting seed bleed from the last race, though, so Hookshot Cave was such a pivotal point.
Okay, both fire rods are in GT.
Well, that's unfortunate if you...
Yeah, that's not great. Thankfully, I know Yo-Ho does go into GT often. In fact, he might. I was gonna say he might do the full transition here, but to get to GT the same way Nobly did.
The GT is a pretty common play if you're missing a lot of helpful items. It's a density play. And like I said, Nobly could have went to the left side. He could have done the Dark Magician room with the bomb juke if he wanted to. But he wanted to climb instead, which, I mean, it's fine. He's getting more information about the seed. He knows what's not here, and so it has to be somewhere else.
Poor
And
Yo-Ho
it looks like...
came back and did that last hover for nothing but a Dark Palace key.
Yeah.
Oh, Yo-Ho's gonna clip into TR and do...
Yeah.
a couple of things here.
Yeah, I mean, TR does have a lot of items. It just can be tedious to do if you don't have the cane. That's why people usually go for Laser Bridge first to get the 4 checks, but some people are hesitant to do that if they can't tackle the boss, so TR can be kind of awkward to clear if you don't have a good loadout. And Nobly is taking out Agatu while he's here just to get it out of the way. Usually people route this last because it warps you straight to Ganon, but this is fine too, since he went through all the effort of climbing.
He also has Moon Pearl, so he doesn't have to worry about getting the free link state from the ride from Agatu. So you can just
that's a
run
very
up the
good
pyramid.
point.
Oh, there's
Another
bottle for Yo-Ho. Good.
That's a great find. Yeah, I can't... And most people don't go to TR without Samaria, so that's a really good find for Yo-Ho. And he knows the other bottle that he's missing still is on Dig Game, so he can get back to that when he wants to. So, and with 3 bottles, that is plenty to tackle. And I know Yo-Ho even knows the triple YBA for Eastern, so with his knowledge... Oh, that's an unfortunate death.
I love chomps.
Yeah, doing chomps without, like, the cane, the boomerang, or bow, hookshot, or something to hit the switch is very obnoxious. Usually you see that in, like, cross keys or something.
I can only imagine how frustrated Yo-Ho is right now. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy to keep your head when things go wrong in a race. It's so stressful. But Yo-Ho is a very good runner, though. I was gonna say, before he took that unfortunate death, with 3 bottles and the Moon Pearl, like, I'm pretty sure he knows how to access, like, almost every location in the game. It's just a matter of, like, where does he want to go and where are the items that he needs. So we know 2 fire rods are in GT, which the one in, I think, was in Hope Room. That's not that bad of a location, but the one at the top would have been bad if it was the only one.
Yeah, I don't think he's gone back for the dig game yet. where he's got 2 bottles, he might consider going back for it for a third, just because it's nice. They don't have a lot of money, though, so, this being a YBA heavy seed is not great because of the money situation. Because unfortunately,
Yeah, we'll have to see.
potions are expensive.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they get other helpful items to speed things up as well. But yeah, at least I don't know. The only 2 options I've seen for getting money, if you were like flat broke, is they have the glove. They could go to the cave by desert to farm, which is obnoxious, but there's not that many ways to get money other than finding it. Because I don't know if they have a good stun prize, or sometimes if you get the 80 rupee tree pull, that's really good too. But so they pretty much have that, or the, God forbid, the arrow game, which I actually kind of like the arrow game because it's funny, but it's definitely not fast to get money if you don't have it in this game.
I know Yoho did Houlihan before the crash, but I don't recall if he's done it since. So that's another, what, 200 and something rupees?
I think it's 225. Yeah, it's not bad.
Alright, so Yoho's doing escape checks. He's about to get... There's his flippers. Doesn't really do a lot for him. Especially where Swamp is a pendant. They're not really required to seed.
Yeah, and even if Swamp were a crystal, it wouldn't technically be required, but flippers are one of the items that is very annoying to skip, though. So the flippers will only help him if he wants to do, like, a play into Swamp for items, which we have seen in this tournament. There was a Moon Pearl in Left Side Swamp last night, which was pretty outrageous.
That's a gross location. That's, like, really gross. That's, like, almost as bad as Moon Pearl and GT. Like, bleh.
The GT's not that bad if you know how to citrus, so you know your ways around, but Swamp is always obnoxious.
Yeah, but bunny clipping is just not fun. From what I hear.
I mean,
I've never been able to do it. So.
I mean, you just need to know the cues, because the difference between that and a normal citrus is that the wall that you clip into has slightly different visual cues than the ones you normally would use in the overworld, but the citrus is a pretty universal thing if you know how to do it and you have halfway decent select buffers, but if you never took the time to learn that, yeah, it can be very tedious if you don't get it quickly.
Nobly struggling in Mummy Room just a smidge, but he is using that boomerang to full effect to stun the mummies so that he can move that statue. Yoho, meanwhile, is going to do this first check. I don't think he's got both keys again. No, because the other one...
Well, you only need 1 key to do the checks.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's 2 to climb, but 1 to get both chests if you want to. Which is also, this is kind of a long check, and he doesn't have the lamp or the fire rod, but if you know the room or you have a map, it's certainly doable. This is an uncommonly done dark room, I would say, but it is good to know. For in No Logic, you can never count on having any particular item. Oh no, I don't know if you got the item or not.
I'm not sure. Looks like no. Because he's going back in. Meanwhile, Nobly's in the back of...
Oh, he was going for that spike strat, where you hit the Gibdo into the spike, but it looks like it didn't work out.
Yeah, I don't think he was quite high enough with that hit to knock him back into the spike. Because the spike does gold sword damage, whereas tempered doesn't. It takes 4 slashes with tempered, but only...
It's a lot.
Yeah. But you only have to hit him into the spike twice to kill him, so...
Yep. That was a pretty fast moth fight, I have to say. It was a cooperative moth and good execution on Nobly's part.
Yoho's just Not having any luck in this dark room. Dark rooms suck.
Yeah, that's an interesting play that he, not only that he wanted to do it in the first place, but also that he went back to attempt it again. Yeah, that room's definitely one of the harder dark rooms. I think it's harder than the pod dark maze, even if you know it. Even though there are torches in the room, he doesn't have the fire rod, so that doesn't help him. Nice vanilla key for Nobly.
Yoho's gonna buy a red potion from the shop here, and we'll get to see where he's gonna go with that.
Yeah, I hope Yoho still remembers where the ice rod was in pod. Because I'm not surprised he didn't go back there, because it's not immediately helpful, and he's hoping the mirror will show up so he can do the statue drag more quickly. I don't know, maybe he's going to pod. This looks like a pod play. He's gonna clip through the wall to get to pod the way we saw earlier. And with the red potion, he could warp to Hera and unlock doors if he wants to. And then clear the boss. Clear everything except the basement, but we don't want to do the basement.
The basement is slow. Nobody likes doing the tile room.
Yeah, he also doesn't have fire to do it.
Yeah, that too. For those of you just joining, Yoho had a crash about 40 minutes in. He did a YBA from Uncle into Thieves Town, and the stuff in the attic was open when he hadn't been there yet. So we're not sure exactly what happened, but he did have to start basically over from scratch.
Yeah, that was extremely unfortunate. I'm upset, and it didn't even happen to me.
Oh, we're getting a Carpet
Meanwhile,
Palace play from Nobly.
Yeah, I was gonna say while we were trying to explain that, Nobly used a YBA in the well, in the auto door to the single chest room. You can do a YBA to Ice Palace, and he's also doing a cave state dungeon, so he's probably gonna reload the dungeon though, just because it makes sense. Because there aren't that many doors that you need to open in Ice Palace, and he can get the dungeon prize. He doesn't know what it is, but if he has a red or blue potion, he can reach the boss without the hammer or the glove. Although he's not going to be able to get all the items though, because the right side, you either need the cane or hammer or a really fancy hook push to get there.
Alright, I don't know why Yoho... Is Ice Rod over here? I thought it was in,
Oh, he has the ice rod. It was in the big key chest.
So where is he going?
This could just be a bomb juke to get to East Death Mountain. I'm not sure what he wants to do. Or East Dark Death Mountain, I mean.
Okay, so he actually got that pod big key because he's in pod state right now and not cave state. So, whereas Nobly's pod big key is gone in the nether, Yoho actually got his. He will be death warping here.
Oh yeah, I guess he just wanted to... I'm not sure what this death warping does for him though, because he's in cave state, so he won't get warped anywhere. I don't... Oh wait, no, was he in pod state? I must not have been paying attention.
Yeah, he
Oh,
reset
well,
the dungeon.
I'm sorry for that.
That's alright,
Okay.
no problem.
Well, he wants to do the boss again. I wasn't sure what he was doing. Sorry, go ahead.
He just took like 5 seconds to pick up a heart when he's on red mail. He was only 2 hearts down. Just didn't make sense. But that's okay.
Yeah, And it happens. I mean, sometimes it could just be like sometimes you do something else because it's like a pause to think about something else as well. I know there's a lot to keep in your head when you're doing these races. But yeah, the red mail is very nice to have. I mean, well, it is kind of a scam when you're running across spikes though, because it still hurts the same. But yeah, it is a bit odd that he picked up the heart.
We have a
And Yoho
team
was doing those.
with... Oh yeah, he's doing the statue drag again.
Yeah, I was saying that I don't know why he went to the right side though. Maybe for the cape, because it looked like he obviously he's not going to remember every single item location that he already checked, so he was just being a little thorough. But yeah, this statue drag looks good.
I think this is like the same
I'm getting an iced
situation
tea.
he was in last time too.
I was gonna say, you're getting an iced tea play from Nobly. A lot of people love to skip this check, which is understandable, but I don't know, sometimes I think that if you go to all the effort to get somewhere, you want to clear as much as you can, and he gets a shovel, which is of unknown value, but it's kind of amusing.
How many bombs does it take to break the mask?
It takes 5. With red mail, yeah, I would just do what he just... Oh, yeah, but with red mail or blue mail, you can just stand against him while holding the bomb, because he'll take so little damage from the bomb, and I'm glad he played it safe like that.
Yeah, that was his last bomb. Oof.
Okay, so Nobly, it looks like he's gonna set up a spin YBA to cold stare, because he has no hammer, so he has to do this, otherwise he can't get to the boss. And this is another auto door, so it's a little bit obnoxious. He's gonna do a bomb snap to get onto the last pixel, so the auto door will not actually transition him. And messes it up a little bit, it happens, showing a little frustration. But he has plenty of bombs and plenty of health, though. This shouldn't go wrong for him. There should be no issue. It's just a little tedious to kill the berries again, if he wants to do that. Although he does have... Well, if he had more magic, I would say he has the option to kill them with the fire rod, then they won't respawn. I don't know if everybody knows that. I didn't used to know that either. Okay, so opening the text box will trigger a text box when he does the YBA, and he gets it. It just makes it a little easier to release the spin, even though it's not necessary. So, okay, yeah, pausing for a second. He wanted to make sure he did the correct motion. I'm not sure if it is possible to fail it from that point, but you have to either wiggle the D-pad or like do a dash turn right to fall into the hole. And this is a pretty, like, textbook fight, and he's executing it well. I mean, they got away from him a little bit, but I'm sure he'll be fine. But with the tempered sword, though,
Tempered sword and red mail, there's really nothing to worry about. Meanwhile, Yoho got that YBA from Pod to Hera, so he's going to be doing a couple checks here. Oh, there's the flu. I don't know.
It's helpful.
It's helpful, but I don't know if he'll activate it being this late in the game.
That's true. It is already an hour 17. But yeah, I missed it, but the YBA from Pod to Hera is a wrong warp. So if you back out of the door and then transition, you get auto-walked, and then when you fall in a pit, it warps you to Hera, which is convenient for a lot of reasons. And it looks like he is in pod state. Yeah, he's not in cave state, I don't think.
Yeah, he's in pod state right now. So he had picked up those pod keys, so he's just going to use those to open up the doors and everything. And then I think
that's a good use.
Reset the dungeon. Yeah.
Although, did he open this door, though? The big key door? I missed it. Like, in the room next to him, I mean.
I know he came through it. Yeah, he opened it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Makes sense, like, that you would do that. I just missed it because, yeah, you fall down. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I was just worried because I missed it. But it's easy. There's so many steps involved in, like, making a play and no logic. It can be easy to forget something, but he did it.
Where is Nobly going? Is he gonna clip to Swamp?
Oh,
He's already beat. Oh, maybe he hasn't beaten Moldorm yet.
Yeah, I don't think he has.
Okay, so he might just be doing a Moldorm play here.
Yeah, I mean, with no key and Swamp being a pendant, you really don't want to go to Swamp, I wouldn't think. Because with no hook pushing, like, and clipping to Swamp without a key, I mean, you would be trapped. I mean, he could steal a key, in theory, from Hyrule Castle if he wanted to, but... Yeah, the seed has gone, like, fairly well for Nobly so far, even though he doesn't know that, because the clock is ticking, but... he's been making steady progress.
Yeah. I'm surprised Yoho hasn't gone into GT yet. It's just a simple little clip away. And while he can't do a whole lot in there, there are some easy checks that he can do.
He must be going there now, because he already did Hookshot Cave. Yeah, he's going to do the Water Armors fight right now. And then he can clear whatever he wants from the basement after that. Well, the right side might be tricky, but Ed is not fully sure on all the ways to do right side without the correct items or without stuck pushing, but he can definitely do the left side if he wants to.
I just want him to catch up as much as he can, you know?
Well, he's gonna get the Fire Rod, which is huge. But yeah, I agree with you. It's... that was extremely unfortunate, whatever happened.
Alright, so it looks like Nobly is activating that flute. It will make getting to the potion shop a lot faster. And that will be its only use. I will be a little shocked if he... I don't know, he might use it to go to, like, 5 to maybe check out Eastern. I don't think anybody's stepped foot in Eastern yet, have they?
Yeah, Eastern is not typically a common play in no logic, because the checks are pretty spread out, and you usually want to combine that play with, like, a play into Mire or something else. But yeah, I don't think they went there, so to answer the question...
But at this point, you've got to start thinking about, can I clear the dungeon? Can I collect the crystal? And,
Well, do we know if Eastern is a crystal? I'm not sure that we do.
let's see, we know Thieves Town, Swamp, and Ice Palace are all pendants, so yes, it is a crystal. So
Oh,
are
okay.
Mire
Well, thank you
and
for that.
Turtle Rock. So we do need, Bombos to make this an easier seed. I really hope we find it somewhere.
Yeah, that could give time back to Yoho if somehow he finds Bombos and Nobly can't find it. Because even the fastest way to do Mire is pretty slow.
So Bombos is the Mire pendant, to answer the question in chat. The pendants, not the pendants, the medallions to get into the different dungeons are randomized as well. So Turtle Rock isn't such a big deal because there's so many caves that lead into Turtle Rock. But Mire, we can clip into Mire from other locations, but in order to collect its like crystal, we have to be in Mire state, which is hard to do without the medallion. There is a way to do it, but it's very lengthy and a pain in the butt to do.
Yeah, I'll explain that more in depth in just a second to help you out. But right now we're seeing Laser Bridge from Nobly. This is an overworld clip. He's setting up a screen wrap, which will, if he succeeds, it's slightly precise and a little bit annoying if you haven't like fully learned it and practiced it. But it looks good so far. But this is going to take him to Laser Bridge, and he gets it.
Meanwhile,
But,
Yoho's
yeah.
doing a bomb juke in this door here. Is that to get to the compass room on the right side?
This is DM room. The camera is going to be totally wrong, but I'm sure he's done this enough times so he can navigate that pit room, the hookshot room, without. Oh no, he accidentally went through the door and he gives up on it. But yeah, you can get to the Dark Magician room, the Stalfos room, by manipulating the camera and the transition from the trigger. You trigger the transition from the other side, and the game puts you one room over from where you were. But yeah, the thing about Mire and dungeon IDs is that the game doesn't think you're in the dungeon that you're in unless you enter directly from the front door. So like we can get into Mire and do checks, but acquiring the prize, the crystal, has to be done in a few particular ways, and all of them are obnoxious without the medallion. And Nobly's doing the double YBA to Trinex. I think he's doing what I do. Take a deep breath before you do it, because like, yeah, it's the YBAs are kind of stressful. He gets it, or at least the first one. So in this part, the floor that you see is not actually the standable terrain. Like part of it isn't there, so he needs to be really careful to not. Yeah, he almost went too far down, but he corrected it. So you're gonna see him walking over the pit if he does this correctly, but it's not actually a pit. But like there is a pit, but yeah, he has to move like that because that's the real terrain. The camera is not to be trusted at that part. So the second YBA is in this left door, and you can't transition because since it's the YBA altered the coordinates of where the door takes you or something like that. Basically, you would fall in a hole indefinitely until you die or mirror out or save and quit. So this is a one-shot YBA. You can't drink the potion and you can't go through the door. So this one is pretty tricky. I mean, all double YBAs are tricky, but yeah, that is such an easy mistake to make. He has to start over now.
Darn it. This is just a reset. Yeah, to get those potions
He could
back.
reset if he didn't lose any progress, like if he saved after buying the potions. But yeah, for those that don't know, the YBA, you press the direction into the door and Y with the potion on the same frame, and then that can have a lot of different effects. And this, if he had succeeded at that, he could have walked out of the door and fallen in the pit in the room that he was already in, and then he could have walked up to transition to the Trinex room and do the fight that way. I think he's gonna give it another shot here because it's something he knows he can do. He just needs to do it.
Pushing two buttons at the same time, while in theory sounds easy, is really not.
Well, and it depends on your controller too, because your D-pad like buttons are not as sensitive as your face buttons. So, like, I don't know. There's a lot that goes into that. Yeah, I mean, it is frame perfect. You have 1/60th of a second, like, leniency. Like, that's it. Like, it has to be, or less than a 60th of a second leniency, I should say.
Looks like Yoho's gonna go ahead and go back and take care of Moth. Gonna do a little extermination of our bug problem, while Nobly sets up for this double YBA again.
Yeah, I like that he's being careful, because this one, when I was learning this, I thought it was impossible, because it's easy to screw it up, but once you get a setup that's consistent for you, it's not that bad, but it's a lot of steps go into doing the mirrorless laser bridge entry that we just saw again from him. It was nicely done. Taking damage just because you need to take damage to drink the potion. He didn't run into the pit on accident. Meanwhile, Yoho is doing Skullwoods, which is good. This is progress. Ow, he accidentally went through the door. This sucks without Mirror. This sucks so bad, because he has to death warp back to where he was to get to the door again, because it shuts behind him.
This is a struggle. YBAs are not easy.
No, it's very punishing to fail a YBA. There's no doubt about that. Like, especially this one, because even if you fail the first one and don't drink the potion, if you don't have the mirror, you either need to death warp, or if you have Samaria, you could open the door, which still takes a long time.
Alright,
Yoho gets a crystal.
Yeah, from here, he might go south and... Oh, he doesn't have mirror, so he has no way back to the light world. I was gonna say he might go do desert, but... because he's in this area, but he really can't, so... It'll be interesting to see where he goes from here.
I didn't see what happened in Nobly, but he reset again. That's... Yeah, I mean, this stuff it's really not easy. I can't stress that enough. I mean, there are a lot of really good runners in this tournament that make it look easy, but as someone who, like, just started doing glitches in this game, like, a few months ago, and started doing no logic, like, only one day before the tournament, I can assure you that this stuff is very tricky.
Yeah, I know Yoho has struggled with that double YBA to Trinex in the past. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes for him now.
Yeah, I practiced that one a lot. I was, like, very proud that I was able to do that in a race, even though I lost the race, but for me, I'm just trying to compete against myself and play a good game. But yeah, it's really tricky to do these. Like, it's hard to do in the first place, and then to do under race pressure as well. But Nobly has no idea of what happened to Yoho. Like, Nobly's expecting Yoho to be done, like, any second, I guarantee it.
And the same goes for Yoho. With that reset, he's like... It's gotta be on his mind that he could see that dot done at any second. Like... He knows he's behind, and so he is racking his brain to remember where the key items are that he had found the first time, which I think he's got all of them. And then second, try to remember the fastest way to do things.
Well, he remembered his bottle. That's important.
Yeah, so he's got the 3 bottles now. He might... I don't know if he has enough money to fill all of them. It doesn't. So he can't do the triple YVA that Fox has been talking about in chat. Unless he finds some money. But he can come over here. It looks like he's going to do an Eastern play. So he can do something.
There's another bottle in Eastern? Wow. Yeah, he's going to Meyer if he's not clearing Eastern. I don't know what else you would do from here other than just get the checks. Oh, well, they have the big key and no bow, which is an interesting situation. I have practiced for this situation, but it's never come up in any of my seeds. There's a way with Samaria and a blue potion you can get to the Armos Knight's room from TR, but Yoho doesn't know the triple YBA that Fox is talking about, because I know this because I talked to him about it recently. But like you said, if he doesn't have all 3 of the potions, he can't do it.
That's saying that they think he does, actually.
Oh, okay.
He had
well,
2 before, and he just filled it up, the 3rd one, so...
Yeah, well, that's good for him because I no disrespect whatsoever to Nobly, but I doubt that Nobly knows the triple YBA. A lot of people don't even want to learn that, even though even though the bow is notoriously one of the hardest items to skip in no logic. So you would think you might want to learn that. A lot of people just are like, "That's too gross. I don't want to learn it."
Well, just saying triple YBA is just bleh. It's like ashes in your mouth. You don't want to do it. I mean, double YBAs are stressful enough. I can't imagine trying to set up a third one. Nobly, meanwhile, is going to loot Meyer in Eastern State. So he has the Eastern Big Key, so he can open up this big chest. He can open up... He can't open up all the doors, but he can open up a couple of the checks. I don't know if he knows that it's a pendant. Or a crystal. So, I'm not sure. I would think he does.
I'm pretty sure
he knows all the
no,
other...
he knows because
Yeah, he's got it.
because he did TT and Ice Palace, so he has the green pendant info from Saha. But yeah, that's an interesting point that you made about the doors. Like, he can get all the checks in here, but he can't open all the doors. But the only reason you would want to open all the doors is if you wanted to open the north doors to go to the fishbone room to do a hook push. But he can get all the items. So, well, he can't do the boss actually because he used one potion to get here, and you would need 2 potions or a potion and a mirror to get to the boss. So he can do 7 of the 8 items in Meyer with no keys, as long as he doesn't waste them, which he's not going to.
He did find the book in the spike chest. So that is a item that hard locks 2 checks. And those checks are really kind of not that fun to check. They're the tablets. So, I mean, yeah, we're in the mountain a lot, so the ether tablet is not as bad to check. But we're done in the desert area. I don't see us going back for Bombos anytime soon. The Bombos tablet.
Yeah, the book is a fetch quest, but that is a good point that you mentioned, that there aren't any glitches that allow you to obtain those items any other way, though. The tablets are hard locked by the book. That is definitely a fact. The ether is not too bad to check because going into Hera is part of the camera correction for the climbing the mountain screen wrap, but Bombos is out of the way if you're not comboing it with something.
Meanwhile, Yoho has completed something and is now fighting the big blue bouncy dudes. So
yeah,
that's
oh my god,
forever long because we don't have a bow.
I feel like it's silly for not paying close attention to that because I was interested in it, but that's great that he got it. To answer a question in chat, the pedestal, you do need the pendants, but the pendants can be duplicated. It takes a little bit of time, but less time than in a no glitches seed.
Yeah, it comes up a lot because a lot of people who watch like regular randos will come in and ask, well, what's on ped? Or what could be on ped? There's not a lot that could be on ped that the runners would go through 3 extra dungeons or the problems of duping those pendants to get. I can't, unless, yeah, because even if it was the medallion for Meyer, let's say, I still think it'd be faster to do the dungeon ID swap than to beat 3 pendant dungeons, especially with one of them swamp.
Well, it wouldn't be for Nobly. Nobly would just have to dupe Swamp because it's unfortunate that he had to get his... Oh, the Meyer medallion is in Meyer? Oh my god.
That's not as good as when I've seen the Meyer medallion on Vidi, which we have seen before.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, but that is a good point you were bringing up, that if you don't have any pendants, yeah, it's a hassle to get them all for ped, but good items can be on ped, and it's really obnoxious. On my practice seed last night, the lamp was on ped, and I didn't know until the credits, and I was having trouble, like, dealing with some of the stuff in the seed. I had to practice, like, silver arrow, like powder pushing, and some other setups that I wasn't as practiced at to like get around some stuff because I didn't have like all the helpful items really, but yeah, so but see, as to seeing
Nobody's
someone actually pull ped.
Oh, yeah. I don't think we'll see that in this tournament. Nobly just went to Meyer, but technically he's still in Eastern. So, it's hard to keep up sometimes. He might exit Hera. He's probably just gonna exit Hera here and go check the ether tablet, would be my guess.
Yeah, I mean that is a way to do it. Yeah, the bomb clip from Meyer to Hera is most people will say it's like one of the freest clips, and they're right if you know how to set it up.
Also, be aware that if you're trying to do that clip and you have not moved the wall yet, it will not work.
Yeah, that is true. If you haven't moved the wall, like if I didn't want to check that item and the wall wasn't moved, I would just citrus on the left side, personally, but
That is
there are
a
a
more
couple other
difficult
ways to do
setup,
it.
though. Oh, he's checking Bombos as well. What is he hoping for here? Maybe the red cane?
He wants the bow, because I think Nobly doesn't know how to deal with Eastern without the bow, which is understandable. Those, like, the two solutions I know for that are both kind of obscure. Like, one of them is the triple IBA that Yoho did, and the other is the blue IBA with the East STC and TR.
So Nobly's farming these coins. I can't remember if Nobly did Houlihan. We just saw Yoho do Houlihan again. And he has 500 rupees now, which is okay-ish, at least for a few more. I don't know that it will be enough for the rest of the seed.
I mean, well, it's there if he wants more money. Like, it's kind of funny, but it's not that surprising that we're seeing this, because we were discussing, you know, the budgeting problem.
It's just horribly slow. From here, I can only assume Yoho's gonna go and restock on potions. Maybe do desert next, since it is, no, he's not. Where is he going?
Bomb capacity upgrade? I'm not sure. Oh, mini bold arm, is he gonna juke? Or set up a water walk?
He looks like
Or
he's...
did he? Oh, I can't
I don't think
remember if
he's
he
come
already
back
did
here.
this.
He might be coming back here for the items and then the juke, because he can't remember what's in here.
Yeah, I don't remember what's in here either. The boomerang? No, I'm not sure. Oh, money is here. That
Money.
vanilla
Oh,
300.
600 money.
And
That's really helpful.
that's funny that there's two 300s there, and one of them is a vanilla 300. That will save time for Yoho.
So Yoho has made up a lot of time here.
Yeah, nobody's.
He's really just... They've got the same count of crystals. It's just Yoho's done Eastern, where Nobly's done Desert, and then Nobly has done Ice Palace, which I can't remember if anything good was in Ice Palace.
I don't think
so.
there was. No, that's a very good point you brought up. Not only is the crystal count even, but Yoho actually might be in the lead, because Eastern Palace is very difficult to tackle without the bow, as I was saying earlier. And Yoho already did it, so he skipped the bow. He doesn't need a bow, like, at all. It might help him out, especially if he gets, like, the lamp and the hook shot. But he can do some nice stuck pushes, but he doesn't need the bow at all. And Nobly, on the other hand, unfortunately wasted a lot of time in TR, and he's going back there because he needs to do the boss still. So, I mean, unfortunately for him, it's good for us watching the race, though, that it's getting closer.
Yeah, I can only imagine that Yoho will do Lammo and then maybe try clipping into Meyer to clean it out, and hope for that medallion. I think are there YBAs to get to Vidi? I know there's hook pushes. but I'm not sure
Yeah,
about
and
the
unfortunately,
YBAs.
yeah, and unfortunately, Nobly messed up the screen wrap, as I was kind of cautioning about earlier to anyone attempting that. But that trick, it can be a little finicky if you don't know a consistent setup. But to answer your question, yeah, so well, since they have three bottles, yeah, getting to Vidi is no problem. Well, even if you don't have the medallion, you would do one YBA from Eastern, and then there's a door in Meyer. You do a YBA. I don't know if it has to be red. It might be red or green, but I always use a red. You do a red YBA that goes to Castle Tower, and you need a key to open the door. And then in the Circle of Pots room in Castle Tower, you do a north spin, a green, or red YBA, and that will take you to the Vitreous boss room. You can
That's
also use
right.
the mirror.
I forgot about that. Yoho forgot to use magic for his YBA, so he had to back out the door, use some magic, and set that YBA up again. But no problem for him to get that. And Nobly's trying to get this screen wrap again.
Yeah, Yoho is actually in the lead, it looks like, despite all odds.
He's in the crystal lead. Like we've
Well, but
mentioned,
Yoho's in go mode, though. He has fire and
yeah,
4 bottles.
but that
He doesn't want to
TR
deal with my.
Meyer, yeah, him not knowing where the Meyer medallion is, and the TR double YBA. The TR double YBA, like I said, I know he's struggled with it in the past. I don't know if he's been working on it, so it's a little bit more consistent for him. But yeah, so we'll have to see. Looks like he's going into Turtle Rock.
I have faith in Yoho. I mean, I hate to say it for Nobly's sake, but Yoho just did a triple YBA. I don't think it gets harder than that, to be honest, or at least not much harder. The only thing that's different about this YBA is that it's a north YBA and a west YBA. So depending on if your controller and your D-pad is not worn down evenly, your muscle memory can betray you, so it's not exactly the same to do YBAs in different directions, but I'm pretty sure Yoho can handle it just fine.
Something went wrong for Nobly.
Yeah, he's having trouble with this screen wrap. I don't know if he's just in a hurry, or maybe he hasn't like fully learned and internalized all the steps, because there are a lot of steps in this process. So first you have to get the teleport, and then you have to either clip jump or like do a super speed clip. And then you have to tap down and then dash turn right. Then you buffer down right to get a jump. Then you press down again to get forced out of the collision. And then you have to buffer up a few. He went pretty far. Okay, so at that point, you're supposed to buffer up like a couple frames and then hold left until you get stopped. And you have to stop before you automatically jump off the ledge. And then after you do all of that to get the correct position, then you have to do a quick hop down. And if you miss the quick hop, you don't land on the right spot and you don't get the screen wrap. It's a very, very, like, very tedious thing to learn, but it is useful.
Technical.
Yeah,
it looks
it
like,
is so many steps.
is he taking a death warp here?
Yeah, he wants more health for the boss, would be my guess. I've done this before. Like, if you fail laser skip, like, you don't want to go into the boss with, you know, with no health. I didn't see
He had to use a red YBA or a red potion, and doesn't that fill your health up?
No, the red
YBA
potions
no?
do not. The red potions do not heal you when you do a red YBA. The green potions will act as a blue potion when they succeed, though. But yeah, you can see he just succeeded at the first YBA, and his health is the same as it was. Dueling Trinex YBAs.
Second one.
Dueling Trinex YBAs. This is great.
It really is. This race has really turned into something else. Like, it's so good. Oh, he needs to take a little bit of damage.
Oh yeah, Yoho drank the potion on accident, and Nobly unfortunately went through the door. But since he has 3 potions, that is the safer way to fail the trick. And he gets it. Okay. Good that he had that backup. So he just needs to fall in the hole and hold up. You cannot dash turn in this part. You have to hold up or else if you mess the camera up, he will not go to Trinex.
All right, he made that look easy.
Well, he did have the backup potion, but yeah, getting it done is still an accomplishment. Hey, Nobly gets his first YBA.
Something doesn't look right on Nobly's screen. What's going on?
Yeah, this is wrong. I didn't see what happened to him because I was watching the Trinex fight, but... Yeah, I didn't see what happened, but this is... not good, I don't think. Yeah, it's good to just reset, because he can get his resources back, because that was... I don't know what he did, but that was not correct.
Okay, so where is Yoho gonna go? He's gonna go refill potions, which, thanks to Mini Moldorm Cave, he has plenty of.
Yeah, a green potion, 2 greens. Yeah, I think we're about to see Vidi. Yeah, 2 reds and 2 greens. That's a solid, you know, stock.
If only he would check cutscene chest, because then
That's a hard ask.
it's a hard ask. I know, he's in go mode. He wants to finish this race. With the reset and everything, I would not blame him for not even wanting to come in for an interview because he's so upset and everything. But it would just make it so much easier for him.
Yeah, to address chat, yeah, Nobly may be struggling with this, but we can't say enough how hard it is to do that. The YBAs are very punishing, and that Trinex double YBA is pretty notorious for people not wanting to do that. But Nobly doesn't have the hook shot or Samaria in the TR big key, so he has no other way to get to Trinex. Then again, the hookshot wouldn't help him that much with this item loadout, but there are ways to get there, though. Oh,
Nice
YBA's a
clean
Meyer
YBA.
from Easter.
Mm-hmm. So, where does he go from here to get to...
You know that weird, like, yeah, that weird hourglass room up below the fishbone room? Oh, he might be doing checks.
Oh.
So the room that has the anti-fairy and the large yellow spike.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a West YBA from there. I always use a red. I'm not sure if you can use a green or not, but... yeah, so it's from that room, and then that will take you to Castle Tower, but... That YBA is a little particular, as West ones usually are. You need to back out of the door a couple frames, and if you don't do it, or if you go too far, undesired effects will happen. You can despawn sprites, or you can just not hit the transition correctly. And if you despawn the sprites, there's no boss. Oh, Nobly, oh no.
Oh no, Nobly. And we don't think he knows the YBAs to get to Vidi, just to give him a break from this. Because I know doing the same trick over and over and over, just it starts to get on your mind, or in your mind. And you start overthinking and you forget things, or you think you start blending them together, so you think you've done it in the current attempt when it was a different attempt. So, I don't know, I'd almost try doing something. I know there's not a lot left for him to do. But I don't know, I'd maybe consider figuring out a way to find something else to do for a second.
Yeah, I do feel for Nobly, but I have to. Even though Yoho's winning, I still can't help but feel bad for Yoho because of he lost like close to 40 minutes of progress. But yeah, well, Nobly's going for it again. But what you're saying also is a very good point. To quote some other well-known commentators in a Link to the Past community, the mental damage that can be, you know, incurred during a race, like, and how you deal with that. It's not easy.
Yeah, the mental game is almost as hard as the glitch game, you know. Just not only remembering things, but
So Yoho gets the first one.
Yeah, the mental game is a really tough thing to get past as well.
Yeah, sorry that I interrupted you, but I felt bad that I missed Yoho's like awesome triple YBA. I mean, I say awesome even though it's really awful that he had to do it, but the fact that he can do it is really impressive. But yeah, that first YBA is way easier to screw up than this one, in my opinion, and he got it no problem. His buffers were good. He played it safe, and this is a spin YBA, so now he's in Vitreous' room. And yeah, you could see he got hit by the eyeball. That wasn't him being clumsy. Since you have to do the spin animation when you enter the room, the script for the Vidi fight is way off. It's harder than just the NMG fight, even if you have the equipment to do it.
Using that cape to just get up in there and do all the damage in the world to him. I think, I could be wrong, but I think...
Oh, Nobly's getting it.
Oh, I hope he
I think
gets it
Nobly
this
got
time.
it. All he has to do is hold up. He just needs to hold up. That's it.
Please,
And
please,
dash.
please.
He's got it.
Yes, finally.
So, Yoho killed Vidi in Eastern State. So to collect the crystal is now going to be quite an ordeal. He's stocking up on potions to deal with it, I think. So a nice Trinex fight for Nobly. But was there discussion in chat? Were people saying that Nobly doesn't know the double YBA to Vidi? Is that correct?
I'm not sure, I missed that.
Oh, okay. I thought you had said something earlier, but I'm not sure. Yeah, to answer your question,
I'm just
yes,
wondering.
Yoho did the triple YBA.
Yeah. Yeah, Yoho did the triple YBA in Eastern to get to Armos. So I thought... Okay, so I thought you had to start in Pod, come to Hera, go to Meyer.
Well, he has to delete the door first,
Oh,
and since he doesn't have Samaria...
Okay.
Yeah, so it would be nice if they had Samaria, but they don't. So he's gonna do a double red YBA in this door to delete, and he just drank the potion and he's resetting, which it happens. It's unfortunate, but yeah. So you just do the first YBA and then you back out within a certain window of pixels, and then you do the second YBA, and then it's just deleted. You could just save and quit, and since I kind of think you have to, since he doesn't have the mirror, but I could be wrong on that. But so once you delete the door, then he will then enter pod, reset the dungeon, and then wrong warp back to Hera, and we'll see what happens from there. I'll explain it when we get there.
Nobly being very smart and remembering that the Waterfall Fairy gave a free green potion. So to save a little bit of money, he went there. I was wondering where he was going.
Oh, that's a heads-up play. I've done that before too in Seeds. Okay, he got the first YBA, and he needs... It looks good. He almost... Oh, no. Well, he got the first one and not the second one, but... Yeah, there's a certain amount that you want to get out of the door, but you can't back up too much before you do the second one. And a nice bomb clip from Nobly. Some people struggle with those because it is pixel perfect bomb placement.
So
Well, we're
nobody
about to
is going to
see.
have an easier-ish time with this because he has that Bombos medallion. He isn't going to have to go through what Yoho is going through right now to get the crystal. If he can get to Vidi, he's going to be able to just collect it all at once.
That is true. But, yeah, well, and he has potions, so if he knows how to do it, he could get to Vitreous, which he must, or he wouldn't be coming here. I may have misheard you earlier. I thought there was maybe some speculation that Nobly wasn't sure how to get to the boss, but
I may have speculated that maybe he doesn't, but I honestly don't know. Oh, Yoho had to reset again. This does not look easy either.
yeah, yeah, any double YBA is punishing because if you fail the first one, like by walking through the door, you just set it up again. But after you do the first one, you get one shot at the second one, and that's it.
Did he get it? Because he's going into pod now. He must
Oh,
have got
maybe he
it.
did. Yeah, maybe he did. I wasn't paying close enough attention. He must have. Okay, thanks, Tam, for paying attention. Like, I know the cues for it, but I wasn't, like, looking, like, intently at Yoho's screen. I was watching, like, Nobly's movement as well. And Nobly is setting up for the double Vitreous YBA, so... Oh, this is getting
Also,
really close.
yeah, we have to remember, though, that Yoho has not killed Agatu, whereas Nobly just has to run once Nobly beats Vidi and gets his crystal and everything. He just has to figure out a way to get out of the mire area, which isn't hard to do. It's just a teleport clip, and get up to the pyramid, which you have to do a funny auto walk thing. Oh wait, he has flippers, so he could just swim over there if he wanted to.
Now, there are a lot of ways you could get there that involve clipping, or you could just swim, like you said. But Yoho gets the wrong warp to pod. He's well on his way to getting the Maya Crystal. I guess I should explain this. So Nobly's doing the same spin YBA we already saw from Yoho. So all the dungeons are paired, and the door in Hyrule Castle, which is the door from the throne room to the sewers, it changes your dungeon ID, and it just so happens that Pod is paired with Meyer, and Yoho is in Pod right now, even though he's in a room in Hera because he entered from Pod. So he wrong warped to Pod, clipped to Hera, or wrong warped from Pod to Hera, sorry, and then he's clipping from Hera to the sewers. And he's going to go through the door that he deleted and back in, and you're going to see on the HUD how his compass just changed. So his dungeon ID is now Misery Meyer. So to get back to Hera, he's gonna navigate the sewers, and he has a key, I see, which is good. Because there you have to open the door in Dark Cross to do this way if you don't have hook pushing. So there's the door. It's a south YBA from the key rat room in the sewers, and that will take him back to Hera. And then he's gonna climb the stairs up to Moldorm's room, and the crystal that falls will be the Meyer crystal, because the game thinks that he's in Misery Meyer right now. And this is what you have to do if you don't have the Meyer medallion. And it looks Nobly failed the spin YBA, it looks like, because I don't know why else he would be going back.
So you have to do this YBA that Yoho's doing in the dark.
He's gonna light the torches with the fire rod, but yeah, it is an added stress to it.
So you're on a timer.
Yeah, that's why I like to pause buffer into the door. You can... Oh no, man! I thought he had more potions as like a backup. That's unfortunate, but I guess he already used 2 to delete the door and 1 to wrong warp to pod, and he didn't go shopping in between. So
No.
well, this Yeah.
Close.
Yeah, I don't I don't remember if I've ever had 4 bottles where I've had like the option to not go shopping in between for this process, or I mean if he had Samaria, he could have used that to delete the door as well.
Okay, so the sewer door, he has to go through the whole process again, doesn't he?
Well, he
Or,
deleted the door and saved. He does
okay.
not have to delete
Okay.
the door again.
Okay, so he just needs to
He
go to
just has to.
pod, to Hera, to sewers, through the door, and then back to Hera.
Yep.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, this is such an involved process. It's. But I'm not surprised he didn't check the Meyer big key chest though. There's so many seeds with no logic because it is no logic. Like there's no guarantee that you're ever gonna find something to help you. Like you could do extra checks to see if anything helpful shows up, but there's never any guarantee of that happening. So Yoho is just trying to beat the seeds.
Yeah, that's really... It's a race. Yes, you're trying to beat your opponent, but first you're trying to beat the seed. And these seeds sometimes do not want to be beaten. Nobly gets the YBA, so he is in Vidi. Just needs to survive, which shouldn't be a problem. He's got the cape, he's got red mail, he's got a lot of hearts. Just needs to stand here and slash away, and then he'll get the prize and the crystal, and then he can just figure out a way to get to Ganon.
Well, yeah, I guess hopefully he does Ganon quickly to put Yoho out of his misery, because I am pretty sure Yoho is very like tilted and anxious right now, because I know Yoho is more than capable of doing this process. It's just the pressure, and it's obnoxious to have to do this like at all, let alone during a race.
Yeah, the tenacity of him finishing this is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, he's been wondering probably for at least 45 minutes why Nobly's not finished yet.
Why is Nobly doing Houlihan?
I am not sure why he's doing Houlihan. Because he could use the portal by Link's house to get to the Dark World. Or he could just do a DMD from Dark World Death Mountain. I don't know what he's doing.
He's getting more potions. But why?
Wait a second. I'm sorry. He didn't do Eastern. Oh, you had me confused.
Eastern. I had me confused. What are you talking about?
I trusted you. You betrayed me. I thought that he was almost done.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay, well this got a lot more interesting.
Alright, Yoho still has a chance. Alright.
I forgot that. Yeah, nobody needs to find a bow or look up a tutorial for this triple YBA, which I'm not sure if that exists or not. Well, he's going to Eastern, so he must know something. He has some kind of a plan. It's very unusual to not see a bow. I mean, there are 2 of them.
So yeah, this still could be very close. I completely forgot about Nobly needing to do Armos. I don't know what happened there. My brain.
Yeah, it's hard to pay attention, and let's give ourselves some slack. But yeah, Yoho having done Eastern, he even got it done on his first attempt, if I'm not mistaken. That is a huge deal. He should be proud of that. What's Nobly doing? Is he just going to the big key chest like the vanilla way?
I think so. It looks like it. I think this is how Yoho got there as well.
Really? Oh, I'm surprised, because most people would do the bomb juke. Sorry.
Oh, you have to do
I
it
like
without
doing
a
the
broken
Samaria juke.
camera. So you have to do it this way.
Oh, he's going for the YBA, right. I'm sorry. I thought for some reason maybe he was still looking for a bow, or couldn't remember if he did these checks already. Yeah, that was being silly. But he's gonna check the item on the way, though.
Not gonna be anything, but he checked it. Meanwhile, Yoho is in Hera now. He just needs to get up to the beetle room to clip to the sewers.
Yeah, from what Yoho told me about this triple YBA that Nobly's attempting right now, it's not as hard as I thought it was. Cause some of the south ones, like the one from Desert to Mire, can be very particular, but that wasn't what he wanted to do, I'm pretty sure. But the Yoho told me that you just back out of the door, back to your normal like visual cue, like most people use Link's hat or whatever. That and then he just do the 3 YBAs. I didn't test it after he told me that, but I am definitely inclined to believe him. But that still is 3 YBAs in a row, and that's not the funnest thing to do. Because it looks like Nobly did the first YBA and accidentally transitioned.
So Yoho now just needs to get to the key rat door and do another YBA, is that correct?
Yeah, it's a South YBA in the key rat room, and that will take him back to Hera, and he just needs to go into Moldarm's room and get the crystal, and after he does that, we're gonna see him clip into TR, and he's gonna do a YBA to get to Agatu.
That one's
Because
called
I don't
Lava
think he
Dive,
has a
I
faster
believe.
way. Yep, that is true. There's a few different ways to do it, but yeah, it just so happens that the lava in the room with the big key chest of TR, that hole just happens to take you to Agatu. You just need a way to fall into it. Like, I've seen people hook pushing into it recently, even. But the
Alright,
more common
Yoho
way...
made it.
Yeah, that's very good for him. But it is more common to see people do a YBA or do this STC setup to get to the lava dive, but... Yoho's probably... Man, I can't imagine what's been going through his head this whole time. 2 hours, like, you have to feel like you're about to be beaten at this point.
Yeah, I can't imagine what he's thinking. So, where he's technically... Will this warp him to Mire? Okay, it is Hera. So he's gonna have to go buy one more potion? Where's he gonna get money for it? Okay, he's gotta go farm some money. Hooray! And then he's gonna need some potions
Well, it'll be
for
quick.
the YBA to Agatu. But then he'll be done. Almost. Because he'll get a
Oh,
free
you're
ride to
right.
Ganon.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if he doesn't have the TR big key, it actually does take 2 YBAs to get the job done, because you need to go past the door first, and then do a south YBA from one of the pokey rooms. But yeah, that's unfortunate that he doesn't have the big key, but it happens. Oh, one can be green. That's good to know. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense, actually. So the one, I'm assuming what Tam is saying is that the first one is the green one. You would do it north in the TR big chest room. And the second one, it needs to be red or blue. It's going to be south from that pokey room.
So someone's asking in chat why he needs to go back to TR. Well, that's because there's a hole in Turtle Rock that will lead you to Aga 2 if you drink certain potions. Don't do drugs, kids. That's all I know.
Yeah, the lava in TR in the big room leads to Aga 2, so you can hook push or Samaria transition corruption or YBA to actually fall in the hole. But it leads to Aga 2 because that's just the way that it is, for whatever reason. Because every hole in the game that Link can fall into has a destination, like, attached to it, but the ones that damage you will instead warp you to wherever you started in the room instead. But if we remove that property, like, even the regular damaging pits have destinations, but just the lava leads to Aga 2, just trust us.
Isn't there a bomb jump or something to get across this? Not that Yoho needs it because he just hovered at second try, but...
Yes, there is. It's more commonly seen in, like, cross keys or something, but, yeah, it comes up once in a while. It's slightly particular, but there are a few pixels for it that work. Yoho gets the first YBA, but yeah, that bomb jump, you have to be partially clipped into the rail because that gap is not a gap that... that size gap cannot normally be crossed with a bomb jump. So setting up the second YBA, and he gets it. So, and he's falling in the
like
lava.
Yep, we get
Yep.
Rainbow Aga and Ghost Link. I don't remember why sometimes Link is just all grayed out like this instead of the rainbow palette like Aga is.
Rainbow Link is only if you're using the default Link sprite in the vanilla game. He's using the Dark Link sprite. Oh, nice clip.
Nice.
Love to see it.
Yeah,
that was really good.
We do have to be careful with the clipe because if you go too far, you actually end up in Ice Palace. And it's not good.
No, he was careful. Yeah, he scrolled the camera before dashing, so he was good. But yeah, Nobly didn't get the 2-cycle Aga 2, but he does successfully get the triple YBA.
Armos. Yes.
Wow, I'm really impressed with these runners, because I haven't learned that. And then that just is so stressful to do. Like, both of them have failed numerous YBAs in this race, not to talk down on them, but it's just the fortitude to keep going.
Oh, and rando bats. Rando bats.
Yeah, I wonder where the bows were in the sea. That is very interesting that they didn't find them.
There's a lot of items that we're missing. We haven't seen the hookshot, either cane. We didn't ever see ether. We're missing the red boom, the lamp, the hammer, the mirror. There's
yeah, that's true.
Many.
We are missing a...
Yeah, and
yes,
powder.
But there's two bows, though.
Yeah, it's so weird. Oh, we found both fire rods, and I think we found both ice rods. Which is weird that we found
rods and
both rods. Or all 4 rods, but no bows.
I mean, that's Randomizer, I guess. A nice fight.
Yeah, that's Ganon down for Yoho. Meanwhile, Nobly's going back for a free green pendant. Or potion. I'm not exactly positive why.
Safety?
Maybe?
I don't know, but GG's to Yoho. Very well played, despite... I'm still not sure what happened to him in the beginning, but... wow. Incredible race.
Yeah, I'm really glad you were able to hop on with me and do this, because there were so many things in here that I had no idea on. And we're joined by Yoho.
Hello.
Hey, Yoho.
GG.
That sucked. Real bad.
Yeah. The fortitude that you
Yeah.
had to finish the seed after that crash. Do you have any idea what happened there?
I think the best I can figure was that there's like a crooked cartridge or something.
Oh, that.
And I don't know, like I got to the upstairs at Thieves and I was like, I haven't been here and it's blown up and stuff. And you know, the rule is just you got to delete your save file if there's corruption in your save file. So, and then it was just crazy from there because I'm like watching my VOD, trying to figure out where the stuff was that I need, trying to go find new things at the same time and like finish stuff. So it was just, yeah, it was terrible.
And then you didn't even have any of the fun items. Like, the game didn't even give you hook pushing or the red cane. You had to do everything with YBAs. That's not fun.
Yeah, it kind of sucks when I'm having to look through my VOD to see where money is, because, like, I needed money. There was luckily, there was 2 300s in Mini Wono Cave or whatever, and that helped, but I was still broke at the end.
Both of you actually ended up farming the rupee pots by desert entrance area.
I had to do that at the very end just to get a red to get the freaking Akatu.
Yep. So yeah, this was a very YBA intensive. Congrats on getting the triple YBA in Eastern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was... I did that
Yeah, I
earlier in
can't
the week,
imagine,
and
but-
I was like, alright, well, I can do it. I know how to do it, so I guess I'll just do it again. But, gross.
Yeah, it's very
Did
impressive
nobly
that you had
find
the
any of the
morale to
stuff?
continue.
Nope.
Nope.
Nobly didn't find any.
No, we haven't. We haven't seen the bows or Samaria or hookshot or lamp or anything you really want to see.
Oh, where was Bombos? That would have been great.
It was in Meyer cutscene chest, the big key chest.
Yep.
I wasn't doing that. I wasn't going to spend the time once I was already like, well, I've committed to this place. So.
Yeah, do you want to know what made the difference? Why that you were able to catch up?
I don't know what happened.
Well, Nobly had struggled with the TR screen wrap, the mirrorless laser bridge entry a few times, and he also struggled with the Trinex double YBA a lot. Like, I think he didn't know the motions, like, after you get the second one, because I think he messed up the camera or something. Maybe he didn't know you would just have to hold up, because he definitely had a little trouble with that. Also, GG to Nobly.
Yeah, for sure. This was a terrible seed. This was an awful thing to do to a person. And you guys did it to 2 people.
Hey, I didn't do it. I just was talking about it.
You just enjoyed it.
I really didn't.
I felt bad for both of you. It looked like a chore to do this seed.
We're joined by Nobly as well. GG's Nobly.
Yo, GG.
GG,
GG
Nobly.
Nobly.
Oh, that feels so sad.
That was just terrible. Terrible to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. It was stressful.
Yeah.
You both got the triple YBA. That's pretty crazy.
I mean, the Eastern triple YBA wasn't the one I was most worried about. It was me tilting over failing the TR one the first time. And then the second time when I got it as well, I misclicked an input and things happen.
Yeah, it's tricky for sure. Both of you had a lot of like fortitude and like morale to continue because so Yoho accidentally, we were not sure what happened, but his save file was corrupted, so he actually lost like close to 40 minutes of progress in the race and had to start over from scratch.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have many items, so I can't tell you where anything is. So
Same. I don't know where anything is either.
Oh man, and I wasn't even watching the credits to see if anything was listed on the credits. But I think you guys checked almost everything. I don't know.
Everything's in
Did we see a
swamp.
Stumpy?
Yeah, they did. I'm
Uh,
pretty sure they did. Overworld and the Dark World.
Yeah, I've done Stumpy. It was nothing new. I haven't done Hobo, Ice Road Cave,
Oh, yeah, I did those.
Graveyard Edge, King's Tomb, Dark Cross, Smith Chain.
You know, the only thing you guys didn't do, I think, was swamp. Like between the both of you, nobly climbed GT like the old-fashioned way to get item checks and do Agatu. He also did Ice Palace for a pendant. Pretty sure nothing helpful was there at all. The only place you guys didn't go was swamp. I'm pretty sure. There might have been a couple one-offs that were missed, but other than that,
Yeah, I mean, Ice Palace I couldn't do everything, so there's 2 checks left in there. Thieves Town Big I haven't checked because no hammer. Pod Big, but I'm sure Yoho done that.
Pyramid Fairy, I don't think was checked this seed.
I was wondering about doing it the old-fashioned way because I can't do Tam Swam, so...
But
Yeah,
no
it was
mirror.
just out of the way for me, so I wasn't
Oh.
going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I found Bombos and I was like, oh, hey, that's actually Go mode, so... Because Meyer was my biggest issue, because I had no... I don't know the YBA setup to do Sur or Delete, so...
Yeah, it's terrible. I did it. I don't recommend it.
Yeah. Bombos was in cutscene chest in Meyer.
I heard that's depressing to hear though, because I had to reset the dupe like twice, 3 times, I think. So
What dupe?
the crystal dupe for Meyer.
Oh, yeah. Oof. Oh, that hurts. I mean, overall the seed was very interesting. I found a sword and sank and went, I'm gonna do crazy stuff because why not render myself even harder behind? Then I died on Helmosaur, which was not helpful. And then I fed my YBAs to TR. Then I fed Laser Bridge mirrorless. That was fun.
It was just not a great seed. Just 4 bottles, 2 rods, and 3 swords, and that was it.
Hey, at least you have 4 bottles. I only have 3.
Fair.
But yeah, it was interesting. I mean, this is the first time I actually like go for like triple YBA Eastern, so I'm pretty new to like YBA only go modes, so I'm used to having my co-op partner that can finish the seed and as fast as possible with hook push and stuff like that. So it's a new scenario. It's fun.
Yeah,
And
it
it's
was
very
fun.
stressful when you fail those YBAs.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, thanks you guys to the commentators. Thanks to Tam for tracking and Speed Gaming for the restream.
Good GG to both of you again. Incredible that you guys both like kept going with that. It looked stressful and hard, and that seed wasn't the kind of seed you want to play.
Yeah, I mean, once I got my Eastern YBA and got to Armos and I saw that Yoho hadn't finished, I just closed Race and Room and just prayed that it would be okay. With so many fails, I was like, there might be some weird things going on.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for the race. Thanks, Nobly.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thank you,
looking forward
everybody.
to next time.
Yeah.
We still have one more race between these two at least. There might be a third if we're lucky. Don't forget to follow the runners, as well as my co-commentator, who does a lot of no logic as well as other glitchy things. And don't forget to follow our tracker as well, who also likes to do glitchy stuff. So thanks everybody for hanging out with us this afternoon, and we'll see you all later.
Well, follow Swin as well. She's an accomplished NMG runner.
Accomplished. Pfft, no.
Well, you're faster than me at NMG. Well, sorry to put you on the spot there, but everyone have a nice day. Thank you for watching. Thanks to everyone that was a part of this.